It's always enjoying. It's always beautiful. It's always an honor to have guests like Jane. You know what? Jane agreed to have the last part of our conversation. And the good thing, she's a cook. So we went to the kitchen. We did something for her. She's already ate, and now she'd like to get a last part of our conversation. And Jane, this last part is very important for us. We are about winding up our conversation. It's always painful to leave people from this room. Our home is always safe and comfortable. Have you enjoyed?
I have,
You
indeed.
have. So
Indeed.
it is possible for you to come back anytime.
Indeed, I would love to.
And this is what you want you to be here and feel comfortable. It's so painful for us to let you go. But I said before we let you go, it's better if we have some few minutes with our audience, with our family, and have a slight discussion about the future that you're looking to you. When I was talking to you, what I saw was, in my mind, what I saw was a very nice stage. And into that stage, I saw you walking slowly. You have a catwalk, right? So I saw the catwalk. I saw you walking, and I imagined a close person to you, your brother, a senior brother, walking you to the altar. And I saw this handsome man eagerly waiting to hold your hand. Is it the same
Beautiful.
picture that you have in your mind?
Yes, indeed, I do.
Yeah, and
I must admit that I
believe
do.
that certainly it's going to happen. It's our prayer that is going to happen. And
Amen.
what I can see out of that image is you being the greatest Jane I have never seen before. Jane who owns a private jet,
Wow.
Jane who owns a mansion, Jane who
Wow.
owns a lot of bonds in a central bank and UTT.
Amen.
Jane who walks majestically with a lot of money.
Amen
Do you
to
see
that.
the same picture?
Part of it, yes, I do.
So my question comes, what do you see yourself in the next 15 years from today? Who is the next Jane in the span of 15 years?
Who's the next Jane in the span of 15 years? The Jane that I see in the next 15 years is the Jane who has gotten better and better in everything that she's doing at the moment. From the perspective of career, the Jane that I see in 15 years is the Jane that has contributed significantly into tackling the current epidemic of HIV/AIDS that we are currently facing. It's a new space that I've just entered. I'm cultivating a new career path, but I'm seeing a lot of potential in contributing into this path. So the Jane that I'm seeing 15 years from now is a Jane that has managed to make an impact in the career space that she's currently cultivating.
Is it going to be the Jane who owns the book,
Jane's
the author?
the author of my own book. Indeed, in 15 years, I believe that I will have unfolded enough from myself to put in a book as a memoir for the next generation.
To me, I see you as a story to yourself. To you, I see is enough content to you to have your book.
Oh, okay.
You might not be an author, but you might be a writer. You might be both, right? And sometimes you cannot be a writer, but you might be an author.
You might be an author.
To you, to me, you're an author already. You're just waiting for the moment to discover yourself whether you're a writer or not. And that's what I see in you. Jane, you have told us much, and that is the image of the future that you are looking into. But now I know you have a lot of challenges that you're going through in your everyday life. And I know that everything is possible. There's one thing that I wanted to know. The name Jane has an aspect of religion. I wanted to be the last part of ourselves because I did not want to contradict us from the beginning. Is Jane the believer? Is Jane a Christian who started the entire life as a Christian and who is expected to finish her life as a Christian? Is that the Jane I'm looking?
Indeed, that is the Jane that you're looking. And speaking of my name, where Jane is coming from. I was born on the day. Oh, I'm a Catholic. My parents are Catholics,
Okay.
and the Pope is a big deal for Catholics.
All right, I know.
So the night that I was born, Pope John Paul II was visiting Tanzania.
Wow.
He was doing a mass
Wow.
in the night that I was born.
Wow.
So he's Pope John Paul II. I'm Jane Paula. So I was born a Christian. I am a Christian. I will die as a
What a
Christian.
coincidence. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know you have faith
Mhm.
in what you do. And through that, you have been raised into that Roman Catholic philosophy. The Jane that I see as through faith in the next 15 years is the Jane who will always probably in a space whereby God will say, I've granted your wishes, I've given you everything that I wanted to have, right? So in the aspect of religion, do you really believe in God?
I do.
What makes you believe in God?
Well, first of all, as I've already mentioned, I was born into a Christian family. My upbringing was revolving around faith and believing that faith in God is something that is important. But then apart from that, religion and faith has been a big part of my life. There are so many things I've gone through in my life where my faith really stepped up and helped me go through whatever I've been going through. So looking back at my experiences and how faith has played a role in my life, plus my upbringing and faith and religion being introduced to me by my family, I think those are the things that have played an important part in making me believe in God. Plus learning and getting to know more about the God that you're talking about.
And that gives me another image that your 2 to 3 children, the beautiful ones that you'll be having in your house, will always be through the same faith.
Indeed.
Because that's what you were born and raised.
Indeed.
I always pray for you and I want you to be there because that's what you're looking for. And
Amen.
God will always grant you whatever your wishes are.
Amen.
The future is always challenging as far as career is focused. You have been in your career for quite some time. Do you still think of continuing being a researcher, or there's a way of you feeling like I'm tired, I'm looking forward for other careers? Do you continue thinking of being on the same path, or do you even sometimes get ideas of, trying to diverge from your career path?
At the moment, I think that the career path that I've taken is the one that I would want to stick with. I was in academia. I left academia for real-world implementation of public health research. I think this is the career path that I would want to stick with. Now, speaking of whether I would want to keep on pursuing this or move to another career path, the answer is no. But one of my greatest, well, I can say a wish or a vision for myself is that I reach a point where I get to retire early. And to retire, I don't mean abandoning my work and not working anymore, but I'm reaching a point where work itself as work is optional. I can choose to work or not, and that is why I'm very much into learning investments and personal finance and things like that, so that I get to afford that as early as possible. But looking at myself, even at that time when I've already retired, I would still want to keep contributing to public health. I believe it's a good cause, and it is something that I see myself contributing to even beyond my retirement years.
Yeah.
So that is the Jane that I'm envisioning in the next 15
The
years.
future Jane is the Jane that you have all been preparing to become what you are.
Indeed.
Quick one. Do you believe in life after death?
I think I do. I like to believe I do.
Okay, why putting the word think? I'm curious.
I like to believe I do, and what I can say is, I think I've never put so much thought in life after death or what might happen after death, but rather I'm putting most of my focus and my energy into the current moment, into making the most out of the life that I know of, while at the same time preparing for the unknown, that is the life that may or may not be there after the life that I know right now.
Let me get yourself clear. Let me get your mind clear. I know you don't believe in the unknown, but let's give a picture. If you could have been born, if you are going to be born in the next life, probably. It's an imaginary question, I know.
Okay.
What are you going to be? Are you going to be the same Jane, or you wish you're going to be a different Jane?
I think I would be the same Jane, but a better one.
So you like the Jane we have here?
Yes, I like the Jane that you have here, but I feel like this Jane could have done better based on the things that I've learned. So if I was to do Jane again, it would be the same Jane, but a better one based on the things that she has already learned. Like she would start from a place of knowledge and experience of everything that she has gone through so far.
And it could be the Jane with the same family that you have.
Indeed, it would be the Jane with the same family.
Not the Jane with Peter as part of your family.
Peter can also be part of my family.
So that's going to be different now.
No, we just have an addition of Peter into my family.
Okay, yeah. So we know, and now we see that there's great future ahead of you.
Amen.
And you are going to do better than what you've been looking for. Amen. And this world needs people like you. This world needs people like Jane, who are born to transform and change it for better. Family, I know this is kind of a tricky question to you, but I believe that you have learned, and you're still learning so much from Jane. And because of that, we believe that you will also be able to transform the family that you have, to transform the community that you have. From Jane's experience, it is my hope, it is our hope that the message has clearly come to you, and you'll be able to use it effectively to change your lives and to change your families. The good things and the takeaways from her will always be adding value to what you really want in your life. But we have so many things to learn from people like Jane. If you're outside there and you think or you believe that you are like Jane, or rather special than Jane, please get in touch with us, and we'd like to have you in our room for a better conversation, because our target is to affect the entire world to the better. And because of that, I would love to hear from Jane. What are the key aspects that you would like to leave to the world? Because I know everyone has some special purpose to achieve. Everyone has a special assignment that God has created to that person. I believe that through Les Brown's concept and through Dr. Miles' understanding, I believe that there is job and work. And to you, I have seen you doing both. You have job
Indeed.
and you have work.
Indeed.
But before I go there, why are you saying indeed? Do you know the difference? Can you tell us?
The difference between
Job and work?
the difference between job and work from
Your perspective.
From my perspective, job is something that you feel like you have to do for, let's say, earning something or like getting something out of. While a job is something that you do from your heart. It's something that you feel like, it's almost like a calling, like this is what I was meant to do.
Why am I having you here? Why am I having you here? Why am I having you? You don't have all the answers. Man, that's according to Dr. Monroe.
Miles Monroe.
He defined the same. Miles Monroe, he defined the same. That a job is something that you're doing because the reward is financial. And it's something related with the prescriptions, processes. And someone is assigned you to do with a task, with an agreement that at the end of the day, I'll earn this as a product as a result of it. But work is something that God put in you. Something that God put in you, slightly different from others. Something that God wanted to accomplish. And the reward for work is accomplishment and happiness.
Indeed.
So I believe you do both. You work, you go to work, to job, and you do the stuff, and you get out and do the work. So as I was saying, people will be there to learn from you. From the aspect of job and work, you have a legacy. There's a way you are thinking of the world. This is how I found this world, but this is how I want to live this world. what is your focus? What do you want to leave as a legacy? What do you want people to remember you for? They should say, she lived. They should be able to confirm that these are the evidences that made her live. What is your legacy, Jane?
That's a big question.
And I like, because you're a big person.
That's a big question. What is my legacy? Or what would I like to be remembered for?
Yeah.
Well, I can say that I'm still in the process of figuring that out and bringing my legacy to life. But on the question of what do I want to be remembered for, firstly, I want to be remembered as someone who gave her all. Someone who gave her all in her work, in contributing to the world, in loving others, in making others better. I would want to be remembered as someone who gave it her all. And I also want to be remembered as someone who followed her heart. No matter how weird or funny the heart said, I want to be remembered as someone who did follow her heart.
Wow.
And I also want to be remembered as someone who contributed in spreading love and caring to other people.
I'm glad that's the Jane I want to see. Let me give you a surprise as we're winding up.
Okay.
I remember I told you about you being part of my book. Right?
Indeed. That was a huge surprise on its
I'm
own.
currently writing it. I've just gone to check again and see how can I place this person. Was I clearly making her the way I see her? Have I described her the way I wanted? So I'm kind of reviewing that concept about you, and I want to get more. So through this conversation, I've got a lot of stuff to talk about you. And to me, your legacy will always be with mine as long as we started working together through having clubs, supporting other clubs, doing meetings. It started the way, the day you spoke about me on that special moment, the day you evaluated my first speech, my icebreaker speech. And that was the day your legacy started with me. And learning through what you have become, I'm just trying to compile your record and make sure that the world will always see. My family. I'm writing a book called Master the Toast. It speaks about experience of mine with people like Jane and other people that I've come across. It speaks about my experiences as a Toastmaster, the challenges and the good things that I have ever come across. Within my book, Jane's story is part of it because she has affected me for better. And that is what is going to be my legacy. I believe you'll find it better to read that book when it is out and get much more to understand about Jenny. And through Jane, you'll always learn a lot. And she has a legacy for you. And I believe you are not still searching. You are a legacy to yourself. Amen. And people will always be learning a lot from you. Amen. Thank you very much for having the time with us. We are looking forward to give more episodes and more special people as they come along to visit our house. And we're looking forward to learn a lot. Thank you very much, Jane, for having me, because accepting to be part of this conversation was something that I've been looking forward to have. I would like you to have a toast. That's why the concept of master the toast is coming from this day.
Indeed.
Let's master it.
Cheers.
Cheers. And have a lovely one. Till next time, this is Special Zone, and my name is Peter Celeste Bayamana, and our day guest was Jane Nyandele, the Toastmasters. Thank you very much.